As the calendar turns to July 8th, it may not feel like anything dramatic has changed on the outside. The streets are the same, the routines are the same, but for many people, something begins shifting beneath the surface. It's like the earth taking a slow breath before a season changes. You can't always see it, but you can feel it. The collective energy carries a strange mixture of sensitivity and awakening. Emotions people have been pushing aside for weeks or even months begin asking to be acknowledged. Someone who has been keeping busy to avoid grief may suddenly find themselves crying over something small. Another person who's been questioning a relationship may wake up with an unexpected sense of clarity, realizing they've known the answer all along. This isn't because life suddenly becomes harder. It's because the emotional walls people built to keep moving forward begin to soften. Throughout the day, there can be moments where people feel unusually nostalgic. Old songs may hit differently. Childhood memories might return out of nowhere. Many will find themselves thinking about people they haven't spoken to in years. It's as if the heart begins searching through old chapters, not to stay there, but to understand what those experiences taught them. For those who have ignored their own needs for too long, July 8th can feel exhausting. Not physically, necessarily, but emotionally. They may wonder why they suddenly don't have the energy to keep pretending everything is fine. In many ways, that's the lesson. The energy no longer supports wearing masks that have become too heavy. At work, people may notice less patience for meaningless tasks or unnecessary conflict. Conversations become revealing. Someone might accidentally speak the truth they've been trying to hide. Another person may finally apologize after carrying guilt for a long time. There is an honesty moving through the collective, not always comfortable, but deeply healing. For those already on a path of personal growth, July 8th can feel validating. Pieces begin falling into place. An opportunity appears. A creative idea finally clicks. A chance meeting sparks inspiration. It's as though the universe quietly rewards the inner work that's been happening behind the scenes. As the evening arrives, intuition grows stronger. Some people may have vivid dreams that night or wake up remembering symbols, places, or people that seem meaningful. Whether someone interprets those experiences spiritually or psychologically, they can prompt deeper self-reflection. Then comes July 9th. The energy changes from emotional awareness to quiet transformation. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest just after a storm. The air feels cleaner, branches have fallen, some paths are blocked, but new ones have opened. That's the feeling many people may experience. This is the day where decisions begin forming. Someone finally submits the application they've been afraid to send. Someone decides they're done chasing a relationship that no longer gives back. Someone else forgives, not because the past disappears, but because they're ready to stop carrying it. Collectively, there can be an increasing desire to simplify life. Many people may suddenly feel called to clean their homes, organize their finances, unfollow accounts that drain them, or spend more time with people who genuinely bring peace. The external changes reflect an internal shift toward creating more space for what truly matters. Not everyone will experience this gently. For some, July 9th may bring frustration because change often arrives before certainty. A person might feel restless without knowing why. Plans may not unfold as expected. Delays could force people to slow down when they'd rather keep moving. But these pauses may reveal details that would have been missed in haste. It's also a day when hidden emotions in relationships can surface. Couples may have conversations they've avoided for months. Friends may finally clear up misunderstandings. Families could revisit old wounds with a greater willingness to listen. While some exchanges may feel tense, they also carry the potential for deeper understanding if approached with honesty and care. At the same time, there is a quieter current of hope moving underneath everything. People who have felt lost may begin sensing direction again, not because every answer has appeared, but because the next step becomes clearer. It's less like receiving a detailed map and more like finally seeing the first light at the end of a long tunnel. There is also an increase in compassion. Acts of kindness, both given and received, can feel especially meaningful. People may notice strangers smiling more, friends checking in unexpectedly, or opportunities to reconnect with loved ones. Small gestures can carry an outsized emotional impact. By the end of July 9th, the collective may not feel transformed overnight, but many people could sense that something has shifted. The weight they've been carrying doesn't necessarily disappear, but it may no longer feel like it's defining them. If these 2 days could speak, their message might be this: you don't need to become someone new. You need to stop abandoning who you've always been. The things falling away are making room for what truly belongs. The discomfort isn't always a sign that life is breaking apart. Sometimes it's the feeling of life rearranging itself into a shape that fits you better. Viewed symbolically through astrology, July 8th and 9th represent a passage from emotional awareness into intentional action. Some people may experience relief, others uncertainty, and others renewed inspiration. The common thread is a growing sense that what no longer aligns is becoming harder to ignore, and that can be the beginning of meaningful change.